Hello and welcome back to Up the Villa podcast. If you're new to our channel, subscribe, drop this video a like and get involved in the comment section down below. This is our UNAI Emery press conference reaction for Aston Villa against Crystal Palace. But to start with, I want to touch on a few of the points from UNAI Emery's interview that he did on Villa TV, and it was unbelievable. Like listening to him talk about the club, the project, the vision, how he feels at Villa, his aspirations this season are so impressive. And I was just glued to the screen for about 15 minutes of this interview. So go back and have a look at it. But a few of the sound bites coming out of it were he starts by talking about the project. He understands the project like a table with 4 legs, which is a great analogy. The first leg is Aston Villa, the club, identity and the supporters. The second is the owners. The third part is the coach with Monchi and Vidagani. And the fourth part is all about the players. He spoke about that everybody's on board, about the history, and he wants to write a new history at Aston Villa. He's excited with the project for the players and the coaches. He also spoke about being in the Premier League, adapting to the culture and life and football. So when he was talking about that, I sort of thought, well, you've been through it before, but really for me, it feels like this is different for Emery. And this is not short term, it's not medium term, and it's long term, which is really important. And I think, you know, we as fans, us as a fan channel, we get very disappointed when we lose games. Like at 4 games, we've lost 2 games. But this interview really gave me a sense of relax, you know, a couple of defeats. It's not the end of the world. And I think because we've been involved in relegation battles and we kind of been damaged goods, haven't we, for quite a while, that's always in the back of your head. And we haven't really had a long-term manager. As fans, we've never had this long-term manager really, and that sense of like expectation. I think, okay, we look back to Dino, but for me, there was never that sense of expectation because we were always kind of growing, and we was in the Championship, got into the Premier League. We were never like established. And I really do feel like with Emery, we're starting to be that sort of established top 10 team. And with that gives a sense of comfort knowing that we can relax and look forward as opposed to those like niggly sort of vibes. And I just felt like this interview was absolutely brilliant. He spoke about being in Europe 16th year in a row. He also spoke about a big effort last season, enjoying it with the supporters and every match and every moment. And the objective is to enjoy it. He's reached 7 semi-finals, 5 finals, and he's won 4. He spoke about his goals, and his goals were to raise his own level, which I felt like was fantastic to hear him say that, to raise the level of the players of the club, to be progressively and be demanding, to be a contender. The Premier League is the first objective and the main objective. He wants to be a contender in the conference. He wants to be playing for a trophy. He wants to be a contender in the FA Cup and be close to fight. And the most important, performing players and himself, and just have more identity as a team, strong, and have a strong mentality as well. So he really put focus on the cup competitions. He didn't really mention the Carabao, the League Cup. Maybe he forgot to, but he really mentioned the FA Cup and the Conference League. So for reading between the lines, those are the 2 cups that we are going for. And the new arrivals, he spoke about the under-23s usually training with us. He spoke about most players, you know, are going to be playing 55 to 60 matches. We've got to be ready. We can feel stronger. We can be a contender. and challenge to be a contender as well. He spoke about the academy. I know quite a few of you were moaning about the 2 keepers on the bench and not having loads of players coming through and selling some players, but this is what he had to say about the academy. It's always important. We have to have a plan. We have to support them. We have to give them opportunity, practice a lot. But when they leave, they will come back with confidence and will finish with Villa. Practice with us. The last step is the most difficult. So that to me means playing for Aston Villa is the most difficult part of it. So, really good interview. Go back and check it out. We've got team news for Crystal Palace as well. Lerma is out. Guay is out. Franca is out. Tompkins is out. And Elise is out. So the big 2 there, well, big 3. Elise, Lerma has been integral in their double pivot so far this season. He's out. And Mark Guay is out as well at centre-back. So they've got big problems with their squad. So it's important for Villa to capitalise and to take advantage of that as well then. So let's go to Unai Emery's press conference today ahead of the game. Alex Moreno is training with the group and Jacob Ramsey is close to being with us. So Moreno, I think he's back now. He's in contention. He's fighting for his starting place. So I imagine he might get some minutes in the week. He might get some minutes on the bench against Palace. But I imagine he might start the game in the week. Diego Carlos and Tim Irabunum are out. Bertrand Traore as well is close. So it feels like Ramsey is very close as well. So that's really good. On Tielemans, he said, "We will need every player during the season. I like a player when they are not playing to ask how they can improve and how they can be close to playing. And I'm very happy with him." Again, I felt like that reaction from Tielemans was perfectly fine. I want a player knocking on his door. I want him asking if he can play. I want him chomping at the bit to play. So I think Yuri's frustration on international duty. You know that the reporters from Belgium have an alliance with players like Tielemans because they are fully international players. So they will pick and choose the right questions. And, you know, he's knocked on his door. He's asked to play. He wants to play. Fair enough. He's not thrown his toys out the pram. He just wants to play games. So it's a massive positive, in my opinion. Emery on saying that Villa Park is very important. We have to feel strong and connect with our supporters. Against Crystal Palace, it's the same. Emery on Roy Hodgson. I really respect him a lot, as well as Crystal Palace. They are very competitive. The expectation for tomorrow is a difficult match. And I think it will be a difficult match, to be fair. But I think with some of the players that they have got missing, I expect Villa to capitalise, really. I think it's a good game at home to, you know, again, just showcase what we're all about and get back on track. We've got a fantastic record at home at the minute. You know, we're going to sort of equal this record, break the record, should we say. We've got the record. We want to go one further now and get to 9 games. And yeah, it feels a bit weird as well, because it doesn't really feel like we've actually been at Villa Park that much. You know, we're in our 5th game of the season, and this is only our 2nd home game. So I'm really looking forward to it, really. So if any of you want to go and check out the Unai Emery interview, it's on Villa TV as well. So go back, check that one out. We are going to have our predictions that are going to be out later on today as well. So I've done the predictions. They're going to be out later today. So we've got no new injury news. We're looking all right going into this. I think the squad and everything is getting back to where it needs to be. A lot of you are sort of on the Zaniolo train with me and saying that you think Zaniolo might start. So I can't wait to see the lineup. Hopefully he gets some game time. Cheers, everybody who has watched the content this week. Match preview, predicted lineup, opposition preview. A lot of you are really enjoying the opposition preview as well. So cheers everyone who's enjoying that. We've got a big channel coming on next week as well for the Chelsea game. So the Chelsea one's going to be a really good one as well. Then we'll have all of our match content for Legia Warsaw next week as well. We've got a new little feature who's going to be sort of helping us with sort of like our opposition pieces as well. So stay tuned for when those drop. It's just going to add something different and enable somebody else to try and grow their platform as well. So we have got fan cams tomorrow as well. So if you do want to come and say hi or come on the fan cams, or you want to have your say on the performance, then you're more than welcome. We are at the back of the McGregor statue, so not at the front. We're right at the back out the way. So make sure if you want to come on, you can come and get involved. More the merrier on the fan cams, really. I really do want to push the fan cams and grow the fan cams, but I can only grow it if people turn up and want to come on. So, you know, there's no pressure. It's super relaxed, super chilled. Just say what you want to say, basically, and that's it. So, Villa Park, can't wait for it. Hop the Villa. If you've got this far and you're not subscribed to this channel, hit subscribe, drop this video a like, comment your thoughts. See you on the fan cams.